Hello and welcome to Nbyula Talks. Before we begin, we have a few updates and reminders for you. We would love to have you be part of our Nbyula community. And you can do so by logging on to www.nbyula.com, where you can join communities related to your area of interest, register for upcoming Nbyula Talks, book one-to-one skylifts, and view other upcoming events. You can also take this opportunity to connect with fellow learners or the speaker by sending a connection request. When you connect with the speaker, you will be able to contact them directly as well as receive updates about their upcoming talks. Kindly note that during this session, you will not be able to switch on your camera or unmute your mic. To ask questions during the talk, go to the audience chat, type your question, and select Post Your Question. If your question has not been answered during the talk, you will be notified once it's been answered, or if your question has not been answered during the talk, you can go to www.nbyula.com and spin a quest, and your questions will be answered. Thank you for joining us today. We hope this talk broadens your horizons and takes you to new learning heights.
Hello everyone, I'm back again with a new talk. And today we have a new speaker and a new guest. So before all of this, let me tell you, I am Samanvita Srinivas, community content creator, a proud terraformer as we all call ourselves at Nbyula. We are an edtech firm reaching out to people who want to go abroad for higher studies or stay. Nbyula is a community that helps aspirants eliminate their fear of staying in an unknown land while studying or working. To help them shape their future in an aesthetic way without any glitches, we have created a platform that could help people wandering about. There are expats who push their boundaries, and we have built a powerful podium to join people and technology that come together as one to wave the wand into creating magic for people. We are believers in smooth expeditions and would definitely eliminate the barricades that would keep people from reaching their target destination. So, here we are today doing one of the many things that will be of help to you all. That's nothing but our Nbyula Talks. We have been doing this for quite some time now, keeping in mind that it will provide insights to people that want knowledge about abroad studies, work, and life. As a kid, I have always loved to learn about space. I even wanted to be an aeronautical engineer. Since the time I have known about our guest speaker today, I have been super excited to meet him and get to know how it is there and how it is to be done. So, here today we'll be discussing the life of a scholar at the best university for space studies, the International Space University at France. Let's get to know everything about the university, the perks, the courses, and some facts. But before that, let's welcome Mr. Mustafa Shahid, our guest speaker for today on our platform, who is an Inlaks Scholar and is currently pursuing his master's in space study at Strasbourg. Welcome, Mustafa. We are really glad to have you as our guest speaker today.
Hello everyone, Mustafa here.
Hi, Mustafa. So let us know how you feel about being with us today.
It's great. It's a nice feeling. I'm really excited and honored to be a part of this. Thank you for reaching out to me. It is a very, noble endeavor that you have to create a community for to help people who are aspiring to go for further studies abroad. So, thank you for having me here.
It's our pleasure, Mustafa, and it's great to hear that. So let's all welcome the attendees as well who have been waiting to hear from you. So, welcome all, and we won't keep you waiting for any longer. So, let's start off with the talk. So, Mustafa, it would be amazing if you would let us know about your journey, and also let us know where you studied and what inspired you to do your master's in space studies.
Okay, it's a long question. I will break it down into smaller parts. I did my engineering from the Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. It is in Trivandrum. It is a college under Department of Space. So why I joined there was it was not particularly any passion for space studies at that time, because I think most of us after 12th class we are like we will do engineering. So I had many options in front of me, and this one was a good college, government college. They had a job assurance at ISRO after completing the BTech. So I chose that. Like I had interest in space, but it's not that when I was in school I wanted to join uh, ISRO as such. But when the opportunity came, I took it. Then 4 years of BTech, then we were directly absorbed into ISRO, and I've been working there for the last 5 years. And because my job is in the space domain, I wanted to pursue a master's in the space domain itself. That is why I chose the International Space University. It is a well-known university in the space sector, and it offers interdisciplinary studies. Like most of us have a very biased notion of what space is. Some people think it is aerospace engineering. Some people think it is stars and all, but it is much more than that. And the this university gives us a very complete view of there are policy and economic aspects, management, business aspects, science, application, engineering, human performance in space. So many things are there to learn.
Okay, so please let us know about your study routine. Like, how is it? And because many of the audience would like to know about it.
Okay, the study routine, you mean to say in the university, or what I did in my bachelor's?
Uh, it might be the scholarship process, throughout the scholarship process, or the routine that you're following right now while doing your master's. Anything it might be.
Okay, so for the scholarship process, there was no study routine as such. I just had to apply for the scholarship. But here in masters, it is a very hectic routine. Like they have classes and assignments, and you have individual projects, team projects. So time management is very important, and I think we do not learn this in Indian universities, because we have a very standard way of doing things back in India. I think we have classes in the morning, lab in the evening, and then you they will give you as assignments to do at home. But here, the assignment, project, team project time is included in the schedule, and then you have to manage within that along with the classes. It is kind of different. Like you have to be here to understand how difficult it is. It's not you cannot explain it, but yeah,
Okay.
it is tough.
Yeah. So please let us know about your bachelor's course and what are you currently pursuing?
Okay, my bachelor's course was in avionics. Avionics is like electronics and communication engineering, but slightly focused towards satellites and rockets. So it was a 4 year course, and our specialization started after the third year. So we had specific courses on control systems, navigation, instrumentation. These are there in the normal electronics courses as well, but we had case studies with respect to launch vehicles and satellites. I think IIST is the only university in India offering the avionics course. Now I think they have changed the name. They have changed it to Electronics and Communication Engineering with a major in avionics, because the term avionics was not accepted everywhere. And so that was a purely technical course. The course I'm doing right now is not very technical, as I said in the last answer, that it has many aspects: policy, law, business management, pure sciences, astrobiology, astronomy. uh, so it is a very interdisciplinary course, and that is the USP of the course. That anybody who is, if there are people in the space sector who take this course, they can learn new things. And if there are people who are not in the space sector but want to join the space sector, then this course is apt for them as well, because it gives you a very wide and complete view of what all is in the purview of space studies as such.
Okay, so what exactly do you study when it comes to space studies? Like,
Yeah. So
what are the general or the technical aspects?
okay, so the course is divided into six broad subjects. So one is engineering, one is sciences. So engineering covers like okay, how rockets work, how orbits work, what kind of engineering aspects are there. Second is science. So science works with how are stars formed, what are galaxies, how are planets formed, black holes, nebulas, things like that. And third one is applications. Applications deals with how satellites are functioning, how GPS works, how Earth observation works, how can you monitor weather using satellite data, crop production using satellite data, things like that. So these three are kind of the technical subjects. Fourth one is HPS, Human Performance in Space. It deals with how, what are the problems which astronauts face, how are they selected, what are the training they undergo, what is the medical research still required for humanity to become an interplanetary race. Like they have been in the space station for so long, but what would happen when we go to the moon, when we go to Mars? What are the different aspects which we have to learn? The psychological abilities, the physical abilities of the astronauts, what is required? And now with space tourism coming in, what kind of different training would we have to give to people so that they can take a journey to space? Then fifth one is policy, economics, and law. So how countries in general are structuring their framework around space activities. What are the economic benefits of the space activities? How does it contribute to the growth of a country? And the laws which make up the larger framework, and what are the existing laws, what are the gaps, and which all are the participating countries, things like that. And the last one is management and business. So all these things are downstream, but on top of it there are companies who have a business and who are doing things. So how do they operate? What kind of feasibility do they see? Because making rockets is not a noble goal. There is a business coming out of it. So what is the viability of that business? What are the things which can be accomplished? Space tourism, for example, mining on moon, for example, things like that. So these are the six broad topics that are taught here, and in each topic we have a lot of invited lecturers from outside who are specialists in their own field. Like for HPS, we have astronauts coming in and giving us lectures on what happened, how they did it. We have training staff for astronauts who come and give us lectures. For management and business, we have venture capitalist firms coming and telling us that how do they rate, because there are many companies doing the same work. How do they figure out which one would succeed, which one would not? So it's a nice course. Yeah.
Okay, so the core subject for this particular thing to go ahead for your masters, is it exactly physics or is it everything
No,
together?
no, there is that is the beauty of this particular course. There is no particular background required. I have classmates who are film directors. I have a classmate who is a nurse. I have a classmate who is a neurobiologist. One classmate is an architect. One is a pilot. Okay. And very one okay, there are a few people from engineering background. I have 37 people in the class. Out of 37, I think only 13 or 14 are from engineering background. Some are from the medical background. Some two of them are doctors, and others are all varied, very diverse. Like I would not have imagined that they would I would meet such a variety of people here. So it is nice. So the point I'm getting at is you just need to have the curiosity to study the course, and your a motivation letter and SOP should be structured like that. That whatever you have done in life till now, how is that going to help you apply it to the space sector? And the age range is also very diverse. I have a classmate who is 21 years old. He just came from his bachelor's, and I have classmates who are more than 55. So many people take up this course. Some of them are PhD right now. So uh, even after doing so much studies, they want to do a change in their life, and they have come to do this course.
Okay, so what exactly is the application process? Like, who exactly are selected in this space studies? For instance, you just have to show that you are interested in the studies, or is it like you will have to have a particular CGPA, or you will have to be good at your previous studies, whatever you have done, your previous bachelor's or whatever? Are you supposed to be like really well versed, having a very good grade, or is it okay even if you have a bad grade and you just have a good statement of purpose and a good letter of motivation and you're ready to go? How is it? How is that selection process?
Okay, the application process is through their website, and it is a free application, so anybody can apply. I think the application deadline is, there are two deadlines. One is in March and one is in June. So if you apply by March, there is a chance of you getting scholarship from the university. There is more chance. And if they have funds after that, you can get a scholarship till June as well. But they specify that if you want financial aid, apply before March. And the details are on the website, the uh, exact dates. And through the application process, you have to fill in basic details: name, passport number, date of birth, and all that. There is a section on your what your grades were and how you performed in your previous studies as well. Uh, so okay, I'll comment on my grade. I had an 8.1 GPA, which was, I think it's okay. It's in the middle. But I know people who have gotten with less grades as well. I know people who have gotten with more grades as well. So I think the grade is not the deciding factor. What matters more is what your motivation is to join the course. Your resume matters a lot, because we could have done the same things, but how you structure it in the resume, that how, what keywords you use to sell yourself for the course, that is very important. And apart from that, so for this, to apply for this course, I needed the statement of purpose, resume, and two letters of recommendation from my faculties or from my job. So these were the four things which were required from my side. Other things were all I had to fill in details, and they wanted the consolidated grades sheet from the college, if I have any research publications or not. But those are not mandatory. So as I told, I have people in my class who are PhD and postdocs, so they have a lot of research. But I have people who just came from their bachelors who don't have. So they are not going to judge you based on what you have done, but what you want to do. And one more thing to keep in mind is they want diversity in the class. So just like MBA colleges in India want diversity in their class, they also want diversity in their class. So it is not sure shot that because you are a hotshot engineer with 10 GPA, you will get through. So you have to be an interesting person as well, not just grades, and that should reflect in your statement of purpose and resume as well. If you have done any voluntary activities, if you are a good sportsman, certificates from curricular activities, things like that. Yeah.
That's really great, actually. It's quite interesting how this talk is going about. So I'm very sure a lot of people who are watching this talk are interested in space studies. So moving ahead, how exactly did you learn about the Inlaks scholarship? where did you get to know about it from?
Okay, so I will start from a bit back. I got the admission in 2021, and so I once I got to know that I have been selected, they gave me only 1.5 months to join, and that was very less time to arrange for the money and to arrange for visa and things like that. So I deferred the admission by 1 year, and then because so either I use my savings or I take a loan or I apply for a scholarship. So I checked for scholarships and I found so the answer to how I found the scholarship is because I searched on the internet. But an important point here is that Inlaks scholarship in particular requires you to have a secured admission before applying. So the application process starts in January, middle of January, I think. I think you'll have to check on the website, but the last date of application is the end of March. So you have maybe 1.5 month or a 2.5 month window to apply for the scholarship. So getting a confirmed admission before the end of March, I think, is very difficult because most of the universities send it out in June or September. So I was lucky in that case that I had a deferred admission. So I got a confirmation letter and then applied for the Inlaks scholarship. There are other scholarships which don't require a confirmed admission. You can go through with the scholarship process in parallel, and then you should get through with the scholarship as well and get the admit in the university where you have applied for, and then both of them will come together. But for Inlaks, you need to have the admission secured.
Okay, so was this the only scholarship that you applied to?
I applied to 4 scholarships. Inlaks Shivdasini. So in Inlaks is the only scholarship where they give you the money and you study. The others were Narottam Seksaria Foundation and J.N. Tata Endowment Fund. So and KC Mahindra scholarship. So in all these three, it is an education loan at no interest or very low interest, and which you have to pay back like after you complete the studies and do 2 years of job, then you have to start paying it back. So it is a very competitive process, but you have to eventually pay the money back in installments. And coincidentally, I didn't get the 3 of them. I got this one. So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So did you get to choose the university where you applied to through the scholarship?
No, as I told that you need to have a secured admission with you to apply
Okay.
for the Inlaks. So the scholar and Inlaks scholarship has they give scholarships for particular courses and they don't give for particular courses. So for example, and the list is very clear on their website. Okay, it is very clearly mentioned that for example, MBA course they will not give scholarship. Engineering courses they will not give scholarship, but they have a condition that if you are applying for an engineering or MSc course in Imperial College London, then they will give you scholarship. So and these are given in very detail on their website, so if anybody is interested you can check their websites. The list of courses which are not covered is very clearly mentioned.
Okay. So can you please talk about your university, the fun facts, the perks, and the ambience and all of that?
Okay. Okay, so the university is located in Strasbourg, France. Strasbourg is a very interesting place. It is the home of the European capital, the European Parliament. So, Europe, as most of you would know, has the European Union. So, the Parliament of the European Union sits in Strasbourg because historically it was a very contested place. It is just on the border of France and Germany. So when the World War II happened, the German forces had taken over. So it was like the hot ground. So as a tribute to the things which this place has seen, they have the parliament here, and it is an old city, nice, beautiful roads, beautiful buildings. I think it has the tallest church in Europe. It's like 143 meters tall, the church. So that's nice. And so that is the main heart of the city. The university is slightly south. And okay, one more interesting fact about Strasbourg is that it has the largest integrated tram network. So you can get on any tram and reach any place by changing. You don't have to walk in between. So there is direct tram till the university. University is it is not that big a campus. It's a four-story building, quite big building. They have less than 50 students at a time for the course. So you have a lot of free space and time to do your, like, you don't have free time to do what you want. You have time to do the work which you have come here to do. And so the resident faculty is only, I think, 9 or 10 are resident faculties. They take the basic courses, but as I said earlier, that most of our lectures are by people who are invited from outside, from industry, academia. We have people coming in from space agencies to give talks, and these are not technical talks. They have, like, we had a talk by one person from ISA. He spoke about how intercultural things, intercultural dealings happen. So there is a humanities perspective to space science as well. So a very holistic view, and many invited lectures, uh, and we have professional visits as well. So every month they take us to a place, industry or observatory, to show how things happen in the field. Uh, and yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. So what are the courses available at the university? What kind
There
of
is only one course. There is only one master's course called Masters of Space Studies, and it is a 1 year course. Which, if you finish the first year and you want to do a second year, you can do a second year. The second year is entirely project based. There is no coursework. Apart from the master's course, they have a space studies program, SSP. It is a 2 month course which happens between, I think it happens between June and September. So the space studies program is done in a different country every year. And it is a professional course where people, like, say, it is like a condensed version of the master's course. So if somebody wants to change their field of work or wants to learn more about the space sector, they can opt for this. And it's the same kind of application procedure. The application procedure is same. It's just a drop down menu where you have to choose which course you are applying for, and you can apply for the SSP as well. That's a two month course. Then they have an SSP equivalent course called Southern Hemisphere Space Studies Program. So it is the same SSP course, but for countries who are in the southern hemisphere. So Australia, Africa. So participants from those countries are given more priority to join that course. So these are the, so one master's course, two professional courses, and there is one executive space course. The executive space course is, they do it in different countries every year, maybe twice or thrice. So that is a one week course. It's a very high level view of the things that have happened. I think one course is going on right now in South Korea. So the executive space course, I think, is would be for management professionals, so not for people who are looking for, like a master's kind of course. So these are the four courses that they have.
Okay. So apart from the scholarship coverage, would you be requiring extra money or anything for that matter?
Okay, the more money you have, the more things you can do. So, uh, but the scholarship has a very good coverage. The way the Inlaks scholarship functions is they pay for the tuition and they give you a maintenance fund. So the maintenance fund is based on the country where you are going to do the masters. So that they will give you a fixed sum. How you use that sum is up to you. Maybe the entire money will go for rent, or if you find a cheaper place to stay, you can use the rest of the money to travel or have food, things like that.
So does it cover the accommodation, the travel, the health expenses, and all of that, like insurances?
Okay, so the scholarship, uh, Inlaks scholarship will cover up to $100,000 per student per year. Okay, these are details from their website. So and they give scholarship to maybe 10, 15 students per year. So but it's not like they will give you the money. So based on what your fees is and all. So first thing they will cover the fees. So fees will be entirely taken care by them. Next is, as I told you, they will give you a maintenance fund. So how you use that fund is up to you. They are not giving it to you for travel and accommodation and things like that. They are just giving you that fund, which is fixed, and you have to use it how you use it. And on top of that, they will cover the health insurance as well. So you have to purchase the insurance and pay for it, and they will reimburse that, and they will give you travel fare for one way. These are details on their website.
Okay.
Very clear.
Uh,
Yeah.
so were there any barriers during your application process? Like, what are the documents that you submitted while doing the INLAC scholarship process? Can you let us
Okay.
know?
For the scholarship process, you require again you require a statement of purpose, personal letter, what's it called? Statement of purpose and personal statement. Yeah, personal statement. So both have to be different, right?
Oh,
I think you have such classes on the website, that what is the difference between a personal statement and the statement of purpose. Resume, great statement from bachelor's, and then they had uploading section for if you have any certificates from co-curricular activities, if you have any other scholarships which you have gotten in the past. So you can just compile those and upload that. So these are the 4 5 things they required. Yeah. And yeah, so the most important thing is that you need to have a secured admission before applying for the scholarship, as I pointed out earlier. And while filling the application, they ask you uh, to give a rough estimate of what the funds you will need are. So you should have a good estimate of that what is the fees of the university where you are applying, what would be the health insurance cost of where you are applying to, and what would be your monthly expenditure. Based on that, they will uh, assess your application.
okay. So let us know about which was the language proficiency test that you took. So
Oh,
since France, I'm pretty sure it's like it's mandatory that you know French. Correct
nope.
me if I'm wrong.
Nope. So, luckily, I did not have to take any language proficiency test. The university, ISU accepts. So you have provision to give IELTS or to FL or A level, O level. There are many things. But if you have done your bachelor's in English in India and your college certifies that you have done the 4 years of bachelor's in English, that is fine with them. So I had sent them a mail to ask them, and they said it's fine. So I just submitted that, And I believe after the pandemic, many universities in the US and Europe are moving away from the language proficiency test. And if you have done your bachelor's in English as the prime medium, you can apply. You don't have to give a test, I think. But that is because it is not used as a grading mechanism to sort the applications here. There are some universities who use it. So your if your IELTS score is less than 8, maybe they will not consider you. So, but that was not happening here. So I was lucky in that manner. Yeah.
Okay, so let us know if there is any language barrier and how you're coping with it.
Okay, it's always good to learn a new language. I'm trying to learn French, but what is easy with respect to French is that the script is same as the English script, so you can read French easily. It is not like Hindi and Malayalam, for example. Like you can't read it, so you can read French easily, and then you just have to understand what the words mean. So I can read and understand, but to speak it takes some time. And so many people in the university, they all speak English. They are from varied countries. Outside in the market, people do speak a little English, so it is okay to get by.
Okay, that's right, nice then. Let us know how your life is in France, and do you find it challenging staying away from home?
Okay, okay, I'll answer the second part first. It's not challenging to stay away from home because I've been away from home for a very long time, bachelor's then job, so here, so that's fine. But it's good to, like people do need to go back to their home maybe once or twice a year. uh, and life in France is in general is good. They are very nice people and chill people. Life at the university, my schedule is I wake up by around 7:30, 8. That's because it's very cold here, and the day starts late because the sunrise is late. And then I come to the university and I stay here till night because we have a lounge where we can cook food. We have a gym where we can work out. So you come to the university, do your work, have your food again, do your work out, have food again, and then you can go back at night. So and the weekdays are full of work. Weekends are free, so nobody will disturb you on the weekend. So you are free to go around, go to a different country, or just stay at home and sleep. It's all up to you what to do on the weekend.
Okay, so guys, that's it from my side. Mustafa will now be answering the questions from the audience chat section. So if you have any questions, you can start asking. I can already see a few questions. Mustafa, you start from the top,
Okay.
and you answer the questions after reading the question.
Okay, so first question is from Namita on how to apply for the Inlaks scholarship. You go to the website and there is an application portal, uh, and you just apply there. The application portal does not save your information. So you can open it, see what all documents are required, what all things are required, then arrange for them, and then again go to the portal and fill in the details. The application last date is end of March, so keep that in mind, and you should have secured admission in a college before applying. I hope that answers your question. Second question is by Priyanka on what expenses does the scholarship cover. So these are also given in a very detail on the website. They will cover your tuition fees, they will cover your maintenance, they will cover one-way travel fare and health insurance. The maintenance fund is dependent on the country you are pursuing your master's in. So each country has a different sum per month, so that you will get that sum per month. Uh, Third question is by Seema. Is IELTS required to study in France? I will not be able to comment on that because I applied to only one university and here it was not required. Like I had the option to give IELTS and then apply, but for me it was not required. But in other universities in France, I'm not sure. You'll have to, maybe somebody else can help you there. Then again, a question by Priyanka. What are the documents? Where did it go? What are the documents required to apply for the Inlaks scholarship? Uh, Personal statement, statement of purpose, resume, and a letter of recommendation from two people. So these are the 5 documents that you need mandatorily. Other than this, you also need to give them the confirmed admission letter that you have from the institute where you have applied to, and there is an optional section for uploading any other co-curricular achievements that you have, but that is optional, but it is better if you have them. uh, then that answers that question. Then again a question, okay, it's the same question by Priyanka. Then what are the best scholarships for Indian students in France? So there is a website called Campus France. You can check there. Each university has their own set of scholarships that they give. One very famous scholarship in France is the Charpak scholarship. The Charpak scholarship is given by the government. So like uh, it covers your entire travel, stay, and tuition and all. But one caveat with that scholarship is that it says that you should have maximum of 3 years work experience. So if your work experience is more than 3 years, then you cannot get that scholarship. So it is kind of counterintuitive. Some people say you should have more than this work experience to apply, but this says you should have less than 3 years of work experience. So I considered applying for it, but my work experience was more than 3 years, so I did not. But that is one scholarship you can look into, the Charpak scholarship, and on the Campus France website. Then Raj has a question: how to find cheap and safe accommodation for international students in France? Usually, the university where you are applying to will they will not help you find an accommodation. They will give you a list of uh, people they know who let people stay in their house for a rent, or if somebody wants to rent an apartment, or you can stay with the landlord. Then there are student residences as well. So the university will give you all the information and then you have to act on it. Other than that, I think independently trying to find might be difficult for you. So once you secure the admission, the university will definitely give you the information that you need. And there are some websites as well. There is one called studapart, studapart.com, where it is like you book a hotel. So you go on the website, you will see a house, you can book the house for like 6 months. uh, or if it's a house with four rooms, you can book one room in the house for 6 months, and you make the payment online, and then you come here and stay. So it is very easy to find. Okay, the one operating word here is cheap. So you will get a cheap accommodation if you have applied for it well in advance. So new students join every August or September. So that is the peak time. If you try to look for a house at that time, it will be expensive. So you try to look for a house in May or June, then you might find it at a reasonable rate. It's simple demand supply. There is more demand, the price will increase. Okay. Another question by Priyanka: any preparation needed for students from non-tech background to catch up with course structure of masters in space studies? So everybody has to. So like I told, the technical parts of the course would be easier for the engineering students, but the non-technical one would be not. So we have to focus more on that. But people who come from a law background, they find the policy law section easier as compared to the engineering. People who come from a medical background, they find the medical things easier as compared to the engineering and law. I have a person who has come from a venture capital firm. He finds the business things is easier. So everyone has to. So uh, the point is that the course structure covers almost every subject out there, and with your bachelor's, you will definitely have background in one or two of them. So you will have to focus more on the rest of things which you have not covered in your background. So everyone will have catching up to do. So non-tech background students will have to do some catching up with the tech background, but the tech background will have to do catching up in the non-tech background. Yeah. Then question from Seema: how do you manage food as an Indian student in France? Okay, good question. So you can cook your own food first of all. If you don't want to cook your own food, you can buy food. So either you put in effort or you put in money. You put money, you buy food, or you put effort and make food. In Strasbourg there are university restaurants as well. University of Strasbourg is a very big university. They have student restaurants everywhere, so you can go and purchase a meal for I think it's 3.3 euros per meal. So that is one way of getting the food. So I think the answer to your question is you can. There are ways to manage food. You can cook, you can purchase from outside, or you can buy the ingredients, make in the university itself, or go to the restaurant and eat food. Then, what level of French is needed to study in France? For my course in particular, French was not required. For other courses, I cannot comment. Depends on where you are applying to. Then, question from Ankita: what did your extracurriculars profile look like? Uh, my bachelor's was also covered under scholarship. That was one plus. Then I am good in sports and athletics, so I had some certificates for that. I am also a member of the alumni association of my institute. So I had that to show as volunteering activities which I have done. Then I believe all of us have a tech fest or a cultural fest in our bachelor's institute. So I took active part in that. So I had that also to show. So yeah, that's it. Then okay, I think that's it. Those are all the questions. Have I missed anything?
No, Mustafa, I think those are the questions. So,
Okay.
guys, do you have any other questions to ask Mustafa? Okay, I think that is it from their side. Mustafa, talking about the ambience of the university, I'm
Yeah.
quite intrigued about knowing about the actual way the university looks like. Does it have anything like what NASA has in the United States of America? Like, is there a separate space where you're studying about something different, like how you spoke about the birth of stars and all of that? So, is
Okay.
there any separate section for that?
Okay. The university is a big building, four floors. Most of our classes happen in the auditorium. It's a big auditorium with a big screen, and there are a lot of posters everywhere in the university on different topics. So they have an assignment each year where they give a new topic and ask some. They form five or six teams to make a poster, and then they have all these posters from the last 25 years put up everywhere. So you have a nice infographics everywhere. Then they have a lot of actual hardware placed. So you have rocket engines, small satellite replicas, astronaut food, some rocket models. So these are placed everywhere in the university. Then, with respect to like your stars, and also we have a giant inflatable moon in the hall. So just for show, so like that we have moon, and then we have wallpapers with stars on them, planets on them. So yeah, it's a nice, good looking ambience. But all our classes happen in the auditorium itself.
Okay, so when you told about the ambience, we would love for you to share some pictures from the
Ah, yeah,
university
sure,
so that we can put it up on our website and the platform as well, so that
sure.
people can actually see how your university looks like.
Okay.
Anyways, I think that is it. So let's wind up. And thank you so much, Mustafa, for doing this out of your entirely busy schedule. We would love to stay in touch with you. Um, and also, thank you for sharing your journey and your inspiration. I'm pretty sure it would have inspired the others too. So let us know how you felt about doing this entire session.
Uh, okay, first of all, thank you everyone for participating and asking questions. I am available on this platform as well. You can reach out to me personally if you have any questions. And it was conducted very nicely in a timely manner. And all the other sessions that you have lined up after me and before me as well, like honest evening scholarship, and other scholarships, and how people are studying abroad, what their process was. I think it's a nice way to reach out to the young community in India who are uh, trying to have a get a sense of how things are working and how they can apply outside. But I would like to make one point here that please, even if you study outside, please come back to India and work there, because it is us who will take our nation forward. So I am very anti brain drain. Okay, so I do understand that the higher level education in India is not uh, varied enough to cater to all our interests. For example, in my case, the space studies course itself, there is no such course like that uh, in back in our country. But you come outside, take the education, but you might even work outside for 2 or 3 years. But please come back to your home country and work. That is one message I would like to give to people, that don't think of further education as a way to escape and go outside. Yeah.
Applause for you based on the last
Yeah.
suggestion that you gave.
Thank you.
We would definitely want whoever is going abroad, please come to India and do what you're doing here. Let's take our nation forward together.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Mustafa. It was like really
Thank
lovely
you.
having you on our platform. So we'll be hosting another scholar on the 26th at the same time, that is 3 p.m. IST. Joining us will be Mr. Gulzar Hussain. He's a Achieving Scholar. So, what are you waiting for, guys? Just go and book your seats now. Until next time, this is Samanvita Srinivas signing off. Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Mustafa. See
Thank
you
you.
again. Bye.